leave you feeling powerless? Do you wish that you could take back some control when you're going through a flare-up? What if what I share with you teaches you how to do this, how to take back control without the use of medications? My name is Anindita, and I am a functional medicine certified health coach and practitioner, and I help women with autoimmune conditions reverse their symptoms with their bodies as their guide. And today I'm talking about how you can understand the triggers between autoimmune flares and the ways that you can take back control in a natural and effective manner. Because here is what most people do. They either push through the pain, push through their suffering, and try to put up a brave front and distract themselves with their work or maybe some other self-medicating behaviors, or they take medications in the hope that they'll find some long-term relief. Usually none of this seems to work, right? Otherwise I wouldn't be talking about this today. For most people this does not work and they continue to suffer, and this is exactly where we were stuck many years ago when we were dealing with our daughter's severe eczema. She had already been on immunosuppressive medications at that point for a couple of years, but her eczema was still not under control. And I remember one particular evening, in fact, it was a phase that she was going through. We dealt with frequent eczema flare-ups, and that one particular evening, I was so desperate because we'd already had 2 back-to-back rounds of antibiotics because of the skin infections she had developed. In fact, staph infections is a very, very common, situation that people with chronic eczema have to deal with. The severe eczema have to deal with because they're constantly scratching and the skin gets infected, and then you take an antibiotic and then it subsides and then again it comes back, right? Because the itching never stops. And that is exactly where we were. And out of sheer desperation, I resorted to something that I would never again, advise anybody to do or have never done since. And what I did is I took her baby bath. I remember it was a yellow plastic bathtub that she had used when she was a baby, and put some bath water in it and put a little bit of liquid bleach, because that's what patients are advised to do when they are dealing with severe skin infections like this and nothing is working. And then I forced her to immerse herself in it, and you can imagine how terrible it was because she was howling with pain as the water stung her skin, right? All the wounds that she had. It was terrible. I mean, I can't really share with you how horrible that feeling is as a parent when you're watching a child have to go through that on top of what she's dealing with. And so she came out of that, and I promised her and I promised myself that I would never ever again make her go through that again, or that kind of a torture again. And I would find some other solution, find some other way. And I was searching for that, and I came across this holistic online wellness summit, and thank God I did, because the first time I heard about therapeutic grade essential oils. I had never heard of essential oils till then, and I heard about the antimicrobial and healing properties and extremely powerful properties that these essential oils have. And that's when I did my own research, I immediately bought a couple of essential oils like lavender and tea tree, I remember, and then I added it to her moisturizing oils, and that is what did the trick. It was like magic, and I've used it for many other things, actually skin related issues, and it has always worked like magic. And she's had flared up since then. This was more than 8 years ago. She's had flared up since then, one major flare up, but she's never had to deal with skin infections. And this is how powerful a solution like this can be to deal with flares. And I share this story only to demonstrate that there are solutions that we are not aware of, but we need to know where to look for them. And I don't want you to be in a situation where I was all those years ago, feeling helpless, hopeless, and completely desperate, right? And that's why I am hosting this session today, because there are alternatives to medications, to treatments. But that is not to say that medications are not important, or that you don't need to take medications when you're dealing with some kind of infection, etc. They are necessary, they are life-saving, but they are not the long-term solution, because they don't resolve the root causes, issues that you may be looking for. So if when you're going through a major flare up and you don't know from one day to another how you will feel the next day, and you're unable to make plans as a result of that, or maybe you deal with nighttime pain and aches and muscle pain, and that makes it impossible for you to lie down and sleep, or maybe it feels like the worst flu ever that you're going through, and except that it never really goes away, right? You have a sore throat, you have extra painful aches and pains, just like a fever, but it's like being run over by a truck. So it may even feel like you were doing so well without medications, and then suddenly bam, you have a flare up. Like all of these are extremely common, and especially particularly in the case of autoimmune conditions where the symptoms are so severe, and more importantly, they are unpredictable and unreliable, right? And they keep fluctuating, and sometimes they fluctuate within the day as well. And this makes it impossible for you to make any plans or feel secure. And you can end up even with additional autoimmune diagnosis, in the future. So here's the real problem. Nobody has explained to you why your immune system is behaving in this manner, right? And as a result, you've not been able to resolve the root issues that are there at the heart of any kind of autoimmune disease activation and progression. And that is why you are stuck on what I call is a disease merry-go-round, and you keep having these flare-ups, frequent flare-ups, and they keep coming and they keep going, and nothing seems to really help. So this may mean that you have already tried taking medications to deal with the symptoms, and then new set of symptoms crop up, or that you're pushing through the pain by staying busy and staying distracted, but that doesn't seem to help either. Or you're taking rest as much as you can, but then the flare-ups last for months, so that doesn't really seem to work either. You need to take a different approach. You need to allow yourself to be guided by your own body's inner guidance system, and that includes your symptoms. Your symptoms are a part of your inner guidance system that allows your body to communicate with you. It's a way of communication, and you need to learn how to listen to that language so that you can deal with, to identify these shifts early enough and make changes in your diet, make changes in your lifestyle, maybe even use gentle practices like meditation, yoga, tai chi, deep breathing, relaxation before these symptoms escalate. And this same approach teaches you how to tune into the language, and then you realize that your physical, emotional and spiritual health are all interconnected. And that's when you're able to bring some amount of control when you're going through an autoimmune flare, and maybe even prevent ones in the future. It's all about supporting your body's healing journey and healing process. And at the end of the day, what I want to remind you is that supporting your body's healing process is your responsibility. It's not the responsibility of your doctor or any other expert for that matter who may provide the guidance. Or for me, for example, I work as a health coach and I guide my clients, but it's not my responsibility, it's their responsibility. And they are the ones who need to put in all the efforts. They are the ones who need to be 100% committed, right? And because no one else can understand and support your body the way you can. So next I'm going to talk about a model that I use. It's a highly effective, it's a unique and powerful model that I use within my own coaching program, 1:1 coaching program, and my upcoming group coaching program that I'll be launching in March. And this will help you to move your body's healing properties into full gear. So I'm about to share with you a unique model that will help you create a healing environment and support your body's healing process. My name is Anindita, and I'm a functional medicine certified health coach and practitioner. So this is there are 3 such models in my coaching program, Healing from Within. This is one of those 3 models. It's called the DOTS, or the DOTS model. And I'm going to share this one with you because it's going to help you to get started. Otherwise, it becomes quite all this information becomes quite overwhelming. So I want you to take something from this session and start implementing some of it, right? Some parts of it. So the DOTS model, the D stands for develop a healthy relationship with your body. O stands for own your healing journey. T stands for treat your body with care and compassion. And S stands for start simple and healthy habits. This model helps you to stop feeling confused about the number of symptoms that you're facing, the multitude of symptoms. So whether you have 100, whether you're 150, whether you're 200, this system makes you helps you to make sense of it all and to help you understand what to prioritize and why. You cannot possibly address all your symptoms at the same time. You need to know how you can build a strong foundation and address the ones which will have the maximum impact on your health, right? And how do you do that? Tests will not give you all those answers. Your body will. And because what you need to understand is autoimmune flares are periods of increased immune activity and thus inflammation, right? And understanding the triggers and their potential impact on autoimmune flares can empower you to take proactive measures, right? So, and these proactive measures will help you to minimize their occurrence and minimize their intensity. And what you will find is that eventually you will reach a stage where you will be able to sort of predict, when you see a flare coming up, and at the same time also do something about it. I mean, you may be able to predict it today, but you may be stuck at what to do about it, right? You want to have this knowledge for both, because it is not one trigger but rather a synergy of triggers that is involved, and that's what makes it so tricky to deal with flares. And sometimes there are no noticeable symptoms to begin with. Pay importance to the word noticeable. There might be very minor irritations that we often overlook. So if you are paying close attention to the language of your body, aka symptoms, then you will know that there is something that's about to happen, and I need to deal with this, right? And then you will not need to medicate them or numb yourself or distract yourself, and you will have a much more effective way of dealing with your autoimmune flares. And by tuning into your unique symptoms triggers, you will be able to take back your life, take back control of your life. If you like what I had to say, then and if you want a step-by-step guide on how to find relief from your autoimmune symptoms, then head to the link in bio. I have a free ebook, Autoimmune Symptom Relief Guide, that is there. So you can head to the link in bio, or you can head to ananditarungta.com/symptom relief. That is ananditarungta.com/symptom relief.